What's up, y'all? This is your boy Jax, and welcome back to another episode of the Drop That Podcast, where we dive into pro wrestling, fight talk, rather if it's boxing, MMA, hip hop talk, film and television, whatever it is. We're gonna talk it. We're gonna talk our shit, and we're gonna keep it going. As of right now, we are getting into wrestling talk. And we got a big episode on this one. We got a lot to dive in the past fucking week. Holy shit. Let's get first things first. Last Saturday, WWE Fastlane. Let's talk about it. Let's run through the matches. Let's get with Asuka versus Io Sky versus Charlotte Flair for the WWE Women's Championship. I think this match was in ring, superb. You got the best of the best of the best jumping in there. There was a moment there I thought Io was gonna drop the title to Charlotte, and out of the fucking blue, holy shit, they give Io Sky her moment. Great. I mean, she had a great ovation over in Puerto Rico for Backlash. You would have never thought Io Sky was gonna get that shit back over there in Puerto Rico, but they loved her over there. She did lose the match, but they love her. And I think she right now is the breadwinner over there at Damage Control with Bayley and Dakota Kai. So I was kind of shocked. I thought, are they gonna prolong this moment for Charlotte Flair to break her dad Ric Flair and John Cena's record, both being 16-time world champions apiece? Maybe. I mean, my money is on Charlotte's going to break the record, but you never know. I mean, I don't think Flair is going to do it. You're not going to, unless they create a world title somewhere, I don't see him breaking that record. And is it going to even acknowledge if it's not in a major organization? John Cena is probably the front runner to break this record. He only got to go to 17. It doesn't matter if he's got to defeat Seth Rollins for the World Heavyweight Championship or Roman Reigns for the WWE Universal Undisputed Championship. My money is still on Charlotte Flair breaking the record, but in order to do that, she has to win 3 more. She's a 14-time world champion, and he's didn't win the 15. Still got to do 16 and 17. I think it kind of held her back when she did that WrestleMania during the pandemic against Rhea Ripley. Great match, but the NXT championship is not considered a world championship, unfortunately. But, it is what it is. Moving along, LWO versus Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits. Let's get it into it. Street Profits are great athletes, great men holding it down in the tag team division. Bobby Lashley, all-time fucking great. He's not just the almighty multi-time WWE two-time WWE champion, multi-time TNA World Heavyweight Champion. He's getting his due. He's getting his due. There was a moment there I thought we were gonna see the reincarnation of the Hurt Lock. I'm sorry, not the Hurt Lock. The Hurt Business. But with the release of the legendary Shelton Benjamin, the nowhere to be found MVP, Cedric Alexander somehow still have a contract with WWE, but that's beside the point. Guess we'll never get the Hurt Business, the real potential Hurt Business where they were showing some potential during the pandemic, but not what I thought. I mean, I thought something was going to happen. I mean, word God is, who was Rey Mysterio's partner? And what do you know? It is the returning legendary Boricua Carlito. That's cool. Okay? If you guys don't remember him, get your fucking network subscription so you can do your research on it. It's a guy who fucking just crunched down the shit out of a red apple and spit it in your goddamn face, okay? And it's either you spit or you swallow. Shh. Okay? Don't want to get canceled. Well, who gives a shit? But Carlito, looking superb, back in the ring, still chiseled at his age, doing the damn thing. Finally, we all knew he was re-signed, and he finally returned after so many years away from the business. And it was great to see him and John Cena with the storylines that they had back in the days over the U.S. title, chopping it up backstage. It was an awesome moment for them. So kudos to him. Let's see. I mean, we're gonna dive into SmackDown. I'm wondering what they're gonna do with Carlito now that he's back. I mean, it's one thing to bring back a legend like Carlito. Uh, it's all about what are you gonna do with them. Hopefully, they do the right fucking thing. Okay. Yes, he's a former United States champion, but he's never won the WWE title. So who knows? Maybe we get a Boricua for a world champion finally. Moving right along, we got. Oh, let's talk about the opening match because this whole card was all over the place. But you know what? Let's not. I want to dive right into John Cena and LA Knight versus the Bloodlines, Jimmy Uso and Solo Sikoa, his brother. Okay, I see what they're doing. They're passing the torch over the LA Knight. LA Knight is a great rising star. We're going to talk more about him due to SmackDown. But great rising star. He's winning the crowd. I mean, I was a little curious on what they were going to do with him. I mean, I didn't understand the glow in the dark or black something Mountain Dew match, that he had at the Royal Rumble with the legendary visionary man himself, God rest his soul, Bray Wyatt. I didn't understand it, but it's one way to go. And now LA Knight is getting that moment. He's getting that push. I thought they were gonna have him at SummerSlam go for the U.S. Championship, but apparently they had different plans for him. They boosted him up a little bit more with the Battle Royal that he won. Now we're gonna see this rise. I mean, he did say when they started that whole tournament or number one contenders little bracket shit with the United States Championship, he did come out and told the crowd, you're going to call LA Knight a champion. Okay. Multiple belts in the organization, rather if it's NXT, Raw, or SmackDown. What championship you're referring to, bro? But apparently now that they squeezed them in the match with John Cena, I mean, who's coming after Roman? I mean, whoever's getting after Roman is not going to be, I don't see them being at WrestleMania against him, but they might be the front runner to a storyline leading to the Royal Rumble or the next upcoming premium live event, Crown Jewel in Saudi Arabia. Word is that they were going to do it with John Cena. Can they do it with LA Knight? Maybe. I mean, I think last time they did a Crown Jewel for the undisputed WWE Universal Championship, it was against Logan Paul. And holy shit, Logan Paul has really surprised me. But we're not on this segment with Logan Paul. In a different episode, we'll get into Logan Paul because he's going to be boxing in an upcoming Prime event. So we're not going to do wrestling talk with Logan Paul. But LA Knight, it's interesting to see what he's going to do. So far, they won the match. LA Knight got the pin on Jimmy Uso, which was interesting. I mean, Jimmy is getting a little push, but it's losing quite a bit. I don't know how we see him right now, but as far as LA Knight is standard potential right now, for the self-proclaimed greatest of all time, John Cena, it's giving LA Knight his moment. Moving right along to Seth freaking Rollins against Shinsuke Nakamura for the World Heavyweight Championship. It was the main event, but I don't know if it was the people's main event. I think Nakamura as a heel was pretty damn good. It was pretty damn interesting what he was delivering. Because of the language barrier, it was a little hard to follow sometimes with the story, but it was great back-to-back matches with them. Last man standing, Seth freaking Rollins delivered, retained the World Heavyweight Championship, going to Crown Jewel, right over to face the man himself, Drew McIntyre. I am really interested to see what they're going to do. It sounds like it's babyface versus babyface. There's been rumors that Drew was going to move over to being a heel, but let's see. Let's see what we can do with this. It's a former two-time WWE champion against the World Heavyweight Champion, World Heavyweight title on the line. I can't wait to see this match. This is going to be superb. These two were great. They fought for the WWE Championship during the pandemic. If you could remember that, Drew retained the championship at the time. It's going to be good for them. Let's move right along to the opening match, but I'm going to save it for last. It was the people's main event. That's Cody Rhodes, the American Nightmare, teaming up with main event Jey Uso to face Judgment Day's Damian Priest and Finn Balor for the undisputed WWE Tag Team Championship. Holy shit, it was a good match. This match won the entire fucking night. It was the opening match, and they delivered. It made it hard for everybody to follow that. This was a great match. Did I see them winning the championship? Hell fucking no. I thought Judgment Day was going to be running WWE quite a bit, having the tag titles, Senor Money in the Bank with Damian Priest, NXT North American Championship with Dominic Mysterio, and Mommy herself, Rhea Ripley, WWE Women's World Champion. They were running this bitch, and it turns out they win and they're losing. They win and they're losing. So it's a little bit interesting how this is going, but we have new undisputed WWE Tag Team Champions. That's the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, and main event Jey Uso, which is interesting because one solid point is Jey Uso has never been tag team champions with anybody else other than his brother Jimmy. That's interesting. Holy shit. It's looking pretty good for him as far as the solo career. And Cody, last time he fought in a WWE Tag Team Championship, he was teaming with his brother Goldust as Stardust against none other than the Usos. How's the world, how this full circle thing happens, right? But now they're the champs, and it's looking pretty good. This is looking up for Cody. Cody being back for almost 2 years now and finally got his hands on a championship, and it's dope. It has to be actually 2 belts, Raw and SmackDown Championship combined, that actually matches his ring gear, which is pretty ironic, right? So, Fastlane, I would say it was pretty good for what it was, but, you know, I'm actually interested more in next month's Crown Jewel and the anticipated Survivor Series. As far as a lot of pay-per-views go over the years, as far as the 90s go, I've grown to enjoy more Survivor Series than I did a lot of other events. SummerSlams were great, Royal Rumbles were great, WrestleManias here and there, hit and miss, but Survivor Series were always interesting. I hope they said they were going to bring back War Games. I do hope they actually bring back some traditional Survivor Series matches. I was always a fan of them. My number one favorite from Survivor Series was the Wild Card match back in 95 Survivor Series, when it was the Heartbreak Kid Shawn Michaels teaming with his arch nemesis Psycho Sid and his good friend Ahmed Johnson and his pain in the ass and other enemy, the British Bulldog, God rest his soul, of course, against his good friend Razor Ramon, who was the Intercontinental Champion at the time, Owen Hart, the King of Hearts, rest in peace, Yokozuna, rest in peace, and at the time, Dean Douglas. You'll know him as Shane Douglas. But moving right along, CM Punk, okay, was in talks with WWE and now is no longer in talks with WWE. They don't see a point or an actual light at the end of the tunnel to actually do that now, but they're not closing the door fully on him. I don't know. As far as I'm concerned, there are sources on the inside that says this is actually true, and there's other sources that say this is complete bullshit. But we don't know. As far as CM Punk goes, for all I know, this could be a shoot. This could be a work. If you don't understand what those mean, Google the motherfucking wrestling language. You'll know what I mean by it. It's either bullshit or it's real. You never know. I mean, why? I mean, personally, if I'm WWE, in my opinion, I don't want nobody knowing I'm talking to CM Punk right now. The returning, coming home? No. He showed what he's worth in AEW, which was a lot. We're talking, he was being fired over something behind the scenes. And everybody's against him. They don't like him. Okay. Are we here for Phil Brooks? Not just trying to sound like a dick, but we love CM Punk. We don't know Phil Brooks too much. I mean, I don't know Phil Brooks personally. I know he has a beautiful wife, loving family. He's doing his thing. But I know CM Punk. I'm a fan of him. So why the fuck am I worrying about what y'all doing behind the scenes? Get your shit together. Because it shows out he was carrying your fucking company. It turns out that, you know what? I'm not even going to get on that. I'm going to stay on CM Punk. Tony Khan, I'm coming for your ass next. But as far as, they're not in talks. If I'm WWE, I don't want nobody knowing that I'm going to sign CM Punk. And I'm going to make him return at the Survivor Series, which is being held in Chicago. Chicago, hometown of the man himself, CM Punk. Which dives right into it, to shift a little bit into our segment about WWE and AEW. You know what I mean? Is CM Punk coming? Who knows? I hope he does. It'll be great for business. Just saying. Not personal. Business. But speaking of the Survivor Series that I was explaining before in Chicago, did we know that there's an AEW Dynamite show that same week in Chicago? Jesus, Tony, can you be original? You're jumping on the WWE's dick a little bit, which is sad. It's sad. They don't want you on their dick. Just saying. Okay? Why are you going to Chicago in the same fucking week? It's a little weird, but whatever. If you got something, you got an 8-ball in the corner pocket that you're ready to shoot, maybe you might get somewhere. Just take a pause right now before we dive more into the AEW Dynamite and that NXT Tuesday Night War. WrestleMania. Let's get this shit out of the fucking, let's get this out of the subject right now. WrestleMania. They were just at Money in the Bank in London. Great show. Great fucking show. They weren't there in London. They were just at Indianapolis. I believe it was for Fastlane. They were in Indianapolis, right? Indianapolis, Indiana. Okay? Now everybody says they want it at WrestleMania. They want WrestleMania here. They want WrestleMania there. Where the fuck were you people when WrestleMania was going to these cities that you didn't even notice? Are you serious right now? WrestleMania 13 was in Chicago. No one's talking about it. No, they're talking about the I Quit match with Bret the Hitman Hart and Stone Cold Steve Austin, who Ken Shamrock was the damn referee. Nobody's mentioning it. What about WrestleMania 12? When the boyhood dream came true with the Heartbreak Kid Shawn Michaels defeating Bret the Hitman Hart in an Iron Man match with a little overtime afterwards. They were at the Arrowhead Pond in Anaheim, California. You think they gave a flying fuck? No. WrestleMania 11. Do you know where they were? Don't worry, I'll wait. No, I'm not going to wait. WrestleMania 11? Hartford, Connecticut. Where the WWE headquarters at. WrestleMania 10? Madison Square Garden. Which, at first, WWE was doing WrestleManias at Madison Square Garden every 10 years. WrestleMania 1, Madison Square Garden. 10, Madison Square Garden. 20, Madison Square Garden. Nobody said shit. They were in LA for WrestleMania 21. Nobody said shit. Why are y'all caring now? Who gives a shit? Because you guys want to go to WrestleMania? Indianapolis. Wake the fuck up. They were there for WrestleMania 7. For you Spanish motherfuckers, 7. Nobody said shit. Oh, you don't know what WrestleMania 7 was? No? That was the Immortal Hulk Hogan versus Sergeant Slaughter for the WWE title. That was the Macho Man Randy Savage. Well, Macho King Randy Savage. God rest your soul. Versus the Ultimate Warrior. God rest your soul. In a retirement match. Nobody said shit. We already were in Indianapolis. Why do we got to go back? Huh? It's called take advantage or make flight arrangements. Stop being lazy. Okay? I picked, when I was watching WrestleMania 23, which I think the match of the night, that night was The Undertaker versus Batista for the World Heavyweight Championship. And then they came in with a promo saying WrestleMania 24 was coming to Orlando at the Citrus Bowl. I'm there. Say fucking less. Oh yeah, WrestleMania 24. Got to see my one-time favorite, the HBK Shawn Michaels, retire Ric Flair. I got to see Shawn before he retired, because he retired 2 years later. And then what happened? They came to Miami at WrestleMania 28. I was there. 2 WrestleManias in a hole. The Rock versus John Cena. Okay? It's just stop. Just stop. You know what I'm saying? Let them decide. WrestleMania will be in Philly next year. You're welcome, Philadelphia. It's 2 nights. They ain't gonna get rid of that shit anytime soon. So you're getting 2 nights, Philly. And I'm pretty sure this card is gonna be a lot better than this past year's LA one. I wasn't a big fan of it, but that's beside the point. NXT versus Dynamite this past Tuesday. Okay, the viewership came back, and it turns out NXT beat the shit out of Dynamite. Great. I think it was by 300,000, which is cool. But people want to know who won. Are we talking about one night? They had Dynamite, what was it, Tuesday? Title Tuesday? You know, where got Orange Cassidy winning back the AEW International Championship. Freshly squeezed. Congrats. Where Saraya dropped the AEW Women's World Championship to Kuro Shida, which I don't understand. Now we got our first 3-time world champion for women's. What is there? You had an interaction with Edge. Oh, I'm sorry. Adam Copeland, the Rated R Superstar, and Christian Cage, where Adam defeated Luchasaurus. Great. Okay. You had a big match with Swerve Strickland, Swerve's house, versus Bryan Danielson. Winner gets a TNT Championship this Saturday at AEW Collision against Christian Cage. Okay, that's how I looked at it. Great matches. Okay. One storytelling. That was it. Now we look at NXT. You got Braun Breaker with John Cena in his corner Braun Breaker with Paul Heyman in his corner and Carmelo Hayes with John Cena in his corner. Carmelo took the victory. Got the returning The Undertaker coming. You had a little bit of a bloodline situation. You had and North American champion Dominic Mysterio challenging for the NXT Championship. Didn't win, but here's what I looked at. This is why. I'm not being biased at all. I love both organizations. I just really... I'm sick of the bullshit that Tony's doing. I consider NXT one because they didn't do what Dynamite did. Dynamite just fucking took a bowling ball and tried to go a strike in the first route. They didn't try to go for a slice. They didn't try to put a seed and make something grow. Nothing. NXT is sprinkling little ideas so we can build more. We're going to tell stories. Here's chapter 1. AEW is just fast forwarding to chapter 10. Why? You know what I mean? Okay, I get it. Adam and Christian got fucking 30 plus years of history together. You can build on that. But you don't find it odd, Tony, because I'm getting on your ass next, that former WWE superstars are carrying your company. If it ain't MJF, it's former WWE stars literally carrying your company. Your biggest story right now is Adam Copeland versus Christian Cage. Now, here's the weirdest shit. That story sells itself. These are one of the biggest tag teams in history. They go in the Mount Rushmore in some conversations. You know, with the Legion of Doom, with the Steiner Brothers, with the Nasty Boys, with the Harlem Heats, with the Dudley Boys, aka Team 3D. You know what I'm saying? With the Hardy Boys. These are legendary. ENC were legendary. TLC is 1/3 of them because they're the ones who brought the chairs in. The legendary TLC matches, they are 1/3 of it. And you got 2 of those teams in your organization. They're building this shit from the ground up. You're using these former WWE superstars to build your stars. You can't even build them on your own because you suck as a fucking storyteller, dude. Which is sad. Which is sad because you got all these, hats, the producer, the CEO, the president. You should be able to do better. You should be hiring people in these positions. You know what I'm saying? Triple H right now is, the head of creativity. Who's the GM in NXT? The Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels. Who's the new Raw general manager? Adam Pearce, who's the new SmackDown general manager. Nick Aldis. Some people may know him in Impact Wrestling as Magnus. And you just want to wear all the hats, bro. No wonder William Regal left. You know what I'm saying? This creativity is just not there for you, bro. You here stealing pages out of WWE's book. You're here stealing pages out of Eric Bischoff and WCW's book. Eric Bischoff is literally going on his podcast and telling you what you should be fucking doing. You need help, bro. You need help. Get the help. And then you can build this. You can be a real rightful fucking competitor. You're not, dude. And you're trying to beat NXT, the development fucking brand. When you were building Collision around the one and only CM Punk, you didn't even put it on Monday, bro. You put it on Saturday. Pay-per-views on the weekend. Why are you combining that? It's weird. Are you that afraid of Raw? They've been out since 93. You don't think you could compete? WCW Nitro competed. They won for 83 weeks, then lost. They took the L like a chin. They took the L on the chin like a man. You didn't do anything, dude. Which I don't understand. You could do better. Now you want to compete with NXT. Why? You pushed them off of Wednesday. Okay. Look what happened. You pushed them to Tuesday and they still beat you. Why is that? Dude, I don't know. But that's beside the point. You can do better. You can do better. You know what? Let's take a pause on Tony Khan and let's shed some light to your actual AEW talent. The one and only MJF, the devil and scumbag himself. One of my favorite heels, baby faces, you name it. As far as AEW goes, as far as original AEW guys go, he's one of my favorites. He's one of my top 5 favorites. AEW World Heavyweight Championship against Sling Blade Jay White, former IWGP World Heavyweight Champion, going down, main event, LA, November 18th at the Kia Forum for Full Gear. That match sells itself, bro. Don't fuck this up, because that's a good match. I don't even know who's going to drop. If MJF drops the belt or Jay White wins, whatever, MJF wins. I mean, because if he wins, I mean, to me, I don't think he's going to lose. I don't think he drops the belt to Jay White. I think this builds Jay White in the AEW company. If they're going to do, what is it? The winter event that they've been doing for years. The little, forgot what it was called, where Sting debuted and everything, where Jon Moxley dropped the title to Kenny Omega and went with Don Callis. If they do that winter event in December, I think that's when MJF drops the belt, because then, you know, you'll be on a bidding war with WWE. So it should be interesting. Now, back on you, Tony. So you're finally now feel like you have the balls to jump into competition with Triple H and the rest of WWE. You're here taking shots at Triple H and Shawn Michaels, calling them bald assholes on X, on Twitter. Okay. That's great. There's a little spice into you. Where was this spice when you felt like you were like fearing for your life with CM Punk over at Wembley Stadium for your All-In pay-per-view? Where's the cojones then? Because you didn't have one. You had a VJJ, a Boosie. And this is, now you feeling tough that you want to attack 2 Hall of Famers, 2 former world champions, Triple H, one of the greatest minds in the history, who really fills his job very well. Shawn Michaels, one of, not even arguably, one of the great in-ring performers of all time. This now you want to battle. You want to battle. Okay. I mean, if I'm Triple H, I'm going to let Tony talk his shit. When you don't see it coming, I'm going to bring CM Punk right over in Chicago. Now, after I bring CM Punk, I'm going to bring the returning Randy Orton. What are you going to do now, bro? I got Roman. I got Cena. I got Cody. Your Cody. I got Jade. We're going to get on her. I got CM Punk. I got Randy Orton. I got nothing but like hits. And we ain't not even in the Royal Rumble yet. This is what you got, bro. Gotta do better, man. You need some help. You need help behind the scenes. Or you guys are, I mean, we got the legendary Bobby Roode producing backstage. He produced that Fastlane opening match with oh, my bad. No, I said it wrong. This past Raw. Bobby Roode, Robert Roode, former Impact World Champion, TNA World Champion for those back in the day. He produced the Cody Rhodes, Jey Uso versus Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens match. He produced it. Give the guy his fucking flowers, my man. Doing your thing. Can't do it on screen, doing it behind the scenes, and you're killing it. So salute to him. What we got next? Oh, let's get into what happened on SmackDown. On NXT this past Tuesday, right? This is not gonna be brushed under the fucking rug. For God's sake, it's not. We're not gonna fucking do that. We're gonna get into Paul Heyman, the wise man, the special counsel to the tribal chief, in an office, talking to Ava Raine. Now, to those who should know who the fuck this is a incredible talent, a special member of that family that have the likes of Jimmy Superfly Snuka, Tamina, Nia Jax, the Usos, Rikishi, Umaga, Solo Sikoa, and even Roman Reigns. Ava Raine is the first daughter of the legendary man himself, the most electrifying man in all of entertainment, The Rock. For movie heads, it's Dwayne Johnson. Paul Heyman is talking to The Rock's daughter, Ava Raine. Now, we all know who she is. She's a first four-generation superstar. She follows the High Chief Peter Maivia, followed by Soul Man Rocky Johnson, followed by the People's Champion The Rock, now Ava Raine doing her thing. So 4 generations, first ones to do it. And he's pointing at his phone, which has the case that says Bloodline. And it was just a few weeks ago, The Rock returned and laid the smackdown on Austin Theory. This is gonna get spicy. This is what I'm talking about. Setting seeds for shit to grow. You don't want to throw you don't want to go for the win automatically. You want to play these mind games. You know what I'm saying? We're in October. We're only in October. WrestleMania is in like 7-8 months. Not even. Maybe less than 7 months. And this is what we're going to do. You're going to bait Rock to coming back again. Now that Roman Reigns has returned. It's going to be interesting. I don't even think they're bringing their secret weapons at Crown Jewel. There might be some secret weapons happening at Survivor Series. Because last year's Survivor Series, nobody remembers the card. All we remember was the War Games match, which was great. This Survivor Series, we got some shit coming. I feel it. It's going to be some real big ones hitting. And I can't wait to see what they got in store. This is interesting. I don't know what Ava Raine is really doing at NXT. I mean, she's building. I give her that. She's got her own faction over there. Is it doing something? I don't know. I don't hear too much about it. You know, I hear mostly about Braun Breaker, Carmelo Hayes. I hear about Lola Vice, former Bellator fighter who's known as Valerie Loretta. Becky Lynch is starting to put some eyes over there, being the NXT Women's Champion, but that's about it. You know, I mean, I got to see her in the ring. You know, she might have still some work to do. Haven't seen her lately, so hopefully. But to be in that family, you're gonna only learn the best. I mean, the greats that came out of that, the greats. Not many world champions, but greats that came out of that family alone. You know, I mean, shit. We didn't even mention Yokozuna, 2-time WWE champion, WWF champion at that time, but 2-time. Not many world champions. You got Roman, you got Yoko, you got The Rock. You don't got anybody else. Umaga, former Intercontinental champion, rest in peace. Rikishi, former Intercontinental champion. Usos, tag team champions. It's a big deal. But as far as in-ring ability, not all of them had the promo skills. But as far as in-ring ability, shed light on to Nia Jax, former Raw Women's Champion. So give her her respect. But as far as, promo skills, some had it, some didn't. But as in-ring skills, that family, please. I think how you pronounce it, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it's the Kua family. Legendary family. Legendary royalty. Along with the Flairs, along with the Rhodes, along with the Hearts. Like, that's royalty family right there. You know what I mean? So, that family, as far as separate promos, in-ring abilities, they were all the best. They were all the best. So, let's see what they're gonna do. What else we got? So, yeah, I'm really interested to see what Ava Raine is gonna do after speaking with Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman is one of the best minds of the business in history. You know what I mean? I mean, the mastermind of ECW. So, and all the greats that came up under him, that he pushed, the Brock Lesnar's, the CM Punks, the Roman Reigns, the Big Shows. Like, if he's in your corner, he's making noise for you. Paul Heyman guy is really what you want to be. So, but we're gonna close this out with she was on Fastlane. She arrived, not debuted in the ring, but definitely debuted on WWE television. She was on Raw. I think she was on Raw. Can't recall if she was on Raw, but she was definitely on NXT because she ran into the man himself, HBK, and then she arrived at SmackDown and got face to face with the queen herself, Charlotte Flair. I'm talking about Jade Cargill. Holy shit, mega star. I can't wait to see this, but to see, damn, face to face, Jade and Charlotte, I didn't even know they were the same height. That's big. That's huge. Those are two twin towers, specimen of women, great talent. I can't wait to see what they're going to do with Jade. Hopefully they do something. I mean, Crown Jewel's coming, but if they don't use her for Crown Jewel, it might be Survivor Series, build something from there. It's all about who's going to be Jade's dance partner. But till then, we'll see what we're going to do. We still got next week's Raw. We still got, we got a salute to Kevin Owens, who is the trade with Jey Uso, who's now, Kevin Owens is now on SmackDown. So I want to see what they're gonna do with him. That was the one name I didn't know they were gonna bring to SmackDown. So I want to see, because now they just broke up Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. All right, so their run as partners is over. I mean, they did a legendary main event night 1, winning the Undisputed Tag Titles from the Usos. So, and that was the people's main event at the time. So, let's see. Maybe this is the big push and solo run for Sami Zayn that they're looking to do. Who knows? It might be a future world championship coming from him. But that's all we have today as far as wrestling talk goes. Stand by for next week where we're going to get more into the shits. I'm your boy Jax. This is the Drop That Podcast. You can find us on youtube.com/Drop That Podcast. Also on X, some people know it as Twitter, at Drop That Pod _13. Once again, I'm your boy Jax. This is the Drop That Podcast, and we out. 1.